Hi everybody, this is Putty from TeamworkCast. We're switching things up a little bit this time. This is Netrunning with TeamworkCast.
And I am Krystian from TeamworkCast.
And so, because I've started recording videos, I guess Krystian has decided that he's going to try and take a back seat or a side seat. I'm not quite sure.
Very comfortable side seat here. Right here.
And allow me to introduce these guys. And so this is a tournament that was held on the 20th of September. Mm-hmm. This is at the Adventurers Guild in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Harrisburg, I was sort of hoping that a lot of the Philadelphia crew would show up, but they didn't this time. That's okay. On the left, for this particular match, this is round one of the tournament. The last data pack available was the Universe of Tomorrow.
Oh, nice. So this is the Universe of Tomorrow, because the previous one that we recorded, which is available on patreon.com/hacktheplanet, that was with a previous data pack, I think.
That was with, up to Old Hollywood. And so Old Hollywood came out, I think, 2 days after that tournament, which is kind of unfortunate.
Oh.
And so who we have here, this is Tony. We often refer to him as Tony the Pony. On the left, he is sporting the Team Covenant tokens and the Team Covenant map and noise.
I think I know what his favorite YouTube channel is.
And on the right, we have Jake. He is running NEH.
I think I know which favorite channel his is, because he's using our playmat, Nick.
Yes, I was excited. He brought this. I haven't seen this guy. He's the first person I ever played in the first tournament I ever went to.
Aww.
I was wearing a TeamworkCast shirt. Nobody said anything to me. And then they came down for our tournament at Jake's, and they said, "We had no idea you were that Nick or that Putty." So it was kind of interesting.
All right, so Tony is having the noise here, right?
Yes. Noise, that jerk. I've been trying to beat his noise deck for I don't even know how long. I actually ended up playing Industrial Genomics in this tournament.
I think we're going to see you in the next round.
Spoilers! Specifically to try and defeat this deck, because Industrial Genomics, the more that Noise puts viruses down, the fatter Noise gets, the harder it is for him to actually do anything.
Oh, so here comes the part for new players. If you are not experienced with this game as much yet, Noise is the identity from the core set. He will mill the card from top of R&D, discard a card from top of R&D, whenever he installs a virus. So he kind of makes the corporation trash a lot of things.
Yes, and it's obnoxious, and so you just play a giant fat Industrial Genomics deck and let Noise make his life harder.
All right, and then Jake is playing the NEH.
So the current darling of all of metas. The first time they create a server each turn, they get to draw a card.
Yes, so that's what he just did. And then he installs something in front of R&D.
And Tony is so angry, he gets up from the table and leaves.
Best. Okay, he comes back. He reconsidered.
So he installed, and got a credit.
Alright, so that's a very okay, now I think they figured out whatever they're trying to figure out. And now the more Noise, of course, exploits this opening and runs on HQ. Cyberdecks, sadly, this Cyberdecks, you want to see the Cyberdecks access later on. Oh man, what?
Oh! 2 points right off the bat.
Man, it's off. Even a... Oh, what the... Wow. 4 points of agendas right there. Maybe leaving HQ open wasn't such a good idea, Jake.
Especially if you had 4 points of agendas or more in his hand.
Okay, the private voice bet kind of helps here in a business
side. Old Jackson.
Jackson Howard on a Jackson playmat.
Uh-oh. So if he's bringing Jackson out this early and using it to draw more cards when he's playing NEH, things are not looking too good for him.
Tells me that he is either agenda flooded or that he is really looking for his second piece of ice.
Well, yeah. He's asset and agenda flooded, or he's got 2 other Cyberdexes in his hand. Who knows?
Well, if he was asset flooded, then he could just install those assets and just draw more cards with his ability, right?
That's true.
Well, I guess he already installed Jackson this turn, so that doesn't work. Oh, what? And there's another NAPD there!
Oh.
Wow! NAPD on Archives. There was a run on Archives. What
the?
puking agendas everywhere.
Poor Jake. Poor Jake.
But NBN is the identity of reversals, of miraculous reversals.
Yeah, but with missing 2 of his Astro scripts now, I don't know how he's going to manage to reverse anything.
Well, is this a Scorch deck?
It shows no indication of it being a Scorch deck.
I mean, this team sponsorship kind of tells us that maybe it's not.
Yeah, Jake is he enjoys going to regionals in various places like that, and so I would guess that he's playing the standard fare red deck wins.
Well, yeah, as far as you can go with red deck wins with Netrunner, right?
This is true. I'm sorry for making a Magic the Gathering joke.
I think it's nice to make those comparisons. So this is the new card, team sponsorship. Everybody loves team sponsorship these days. You know what it does, Nick?
Team sponsorship, I cannot remember, because this is not a card I would ever...
Oh man, you will see this card in the future a lot.
Oh, I've already seen it many times.
This will become a staple. Eventually we'll all learn exactly what it does. So
whenever you score an agenda, you may install a card from Archives or HQ, ignoring the install cost.
Yeah. So this is great because this is another way to get agendas out of Archives.
Yeah.
Combined with an ability to install, to kind of like build up momentum, build up tempo. So fast advancing something allows you to install even more stuff. It allows you to draw more cards with NEH, for example, or get credits with HB. And of course, the coolest is that the install cost is also ignored, so you can create larger servers.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things you can do with this, and especially in a matchup where your opponent is milling a lot of stuff, it gives like access to like a wide pool of things to install.
So Jake's finally starting to protect himself here. That's
all right.
Great to see. He put out the old-fashioned barrier breaker, Corroder. Champion of all breakers.
What? There was a run on there. That's a Jackson. There is no money to trash the Jackson, so the Jackson's not being used. And then, so we saw, Tony was super aggressive, and that basically almost won him the game here.
Yeah, and this is the problem with, this actually came up during this tournament. There was a huge debate between rounds about the explosive nature of Anarchs pushing them to be a bit better than Shapers. And, I mean, this is a debate that you can't win. It's like saying God exists, God doesn't exist. But
we already know, checkmate theists.
But yeah, everyone believes right now, at least in this particular tournament, that Shaper is by far the strongest of the runners right now.
Well, they're most versatile, more consistent for tournaments, I would say. Yeah. But the amount of toys that Anarchs got are ridiculous, and so it's no wonder that for example, a lot of people in the German nationals were playing Noise.
Yeah,
and the winner actually won with Noise. So Noise has gotten incredibly strong, and I think we see kind of like this because there's the things like with Noise. Even if Corporation manages to set up like a perfect defense, Noise has still like an alternative winning condition, which is mill.
Yeah, but I mean also like we're starting to see more wizards these days, which is nice. I actually started to put together a wizard deck and made the mistake of bringing an untested deck to this tournament.
Well, you did test it a little bit.
Yeah, well, yeah.
All right, so Noise. So I wanted to say is like Noise was very aggressive early on, but now he's kind of like on the back foot. Like it wasn't enough to get to score the final agenda. So now he's kind of like catching up with all the things that he had to do, which is funny enough. He has like a Corroder here, so which is weird. You usually just see the Faust, and so he doesn't have like his pancakes. He doesn't have his. ASOS Pawn Shop and all these.
Tony is a huge Fractor proponent. He says, I don't care what deck you're making, throw a freaking Corroder in there.
That's a good point, because, of course, against Jake here, with wraparound, could so easily stop the Faust. So installing a Corroder is a really nice play here. Meanwhile, Jake has like also look, he has a server with an upgrade in there. What?
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. I mean, it's probably, or most likely, a Sansan.
So there's a run on HQ. That is a pop-up window in front of there.
What? Whoa! What? What the heck? Of all the cards I would expect to see there, that was not.
This is probably not a Scorch deck then, because that wasn't just an Archer. Wow. This is a weird deck.
I mean, unexpected, I guess. You throw out a breaking news, and then you use that breaking news to res an archer. I mean, sure.
Also, Jake is super rich. Look at this. He already has 16 credits.
Mm-hmm.
So those 2 pet campaigns are really doing a good job making him return to the game. Jackson Howard being used, we have to assume that he will probably, I don't know how you think about this, but maybe he will start using the server to actually score things?
I would hope so. I'm really betting that this is a Sansan.
I mean, I thought this was going to be like a 5-minute game, but we're already 10 minutes in, and it seems like Tony really has to, set up his stuff.
Yeah.
This game is not over yet.
So, I ran into this too, because I had this problem, I think, in 2 of my games. I was super aggressive early on. I ran out of money, ran out of resources. Had to take a few turns to start setting myself up. Like I should have set myself up before the tournament, or before this game, or before everything had really started getting hot and heavy. And then I never managed to come back. So I'm hoping to see Noise kind of buck that trend and squeak out a red.
Let's see about that. Alright, so Jackson has been used, 3 cards back in. That was a Sansan here, Sansan being rest. And then I guess we're gonna see a score now.
We hope so.
There's no way Tony can get some kind of clot going on, so this is a very secure way to score an agenda now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this team sponsorship should be also rezzed. Hopefully he remembers. Oh, what? Oh, interesting.
What is that?
Oh, now he remembers. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. You can remember. So that is a new agenda. It's oh man, I forgot. It's also from the newest expansion.
It's not Vanity Project, is it?
No. It's the one with the American Gothic on Mars.
Oh yeah. It's from the Universe of Tomorrow, right?
Yes. Can you look up?
I'm looking it up right now. Oh, the future is now.
The future is now is the name of the agenda. So the ability is that he can get back, he can get something out of his deck, right?
Yeah. When you score, the future is now. Search R&D for a card and add it to HQ.
And it is a 3/1. Is that true?
Yes, it's 3/1. So now he can res the archer. Now he's getting. I don't even know what he could be getting after that archer. I kind of am doubting my ability to read this deck.
The cool thing is that because of his team sponsorship, he can get it on his hand and then he can install it immediately.
Yeah.
He's really thinking about this. All right, I think he was really searching a lot because he made a mistake once. Mm-hmm. But now I think this is the right one. So what do you think he's getting? He doesn't have to show it, right? He doesn't have to show it.
I think, if anything, he's probably gotten his last Astro script.
All right, he installs it.
Because even though he's missing his other 2, having that extra thing will get him back in the game faster.
All right, and meanwhile, what can Tony do in this turn, right?
Well, he can run 4 times on R&D.
He can also run on there. Oh, that was a Jackson.
Oh, jeez.
Actually, he decides not to use the Jackson.
No, I think he's
not using the Jackson. The Sansan gets trashed, the Jackson stays in there.
Wow.
But
what a
now
strange
Tony
turn of events.
Ooh, what? Oh, okay. And then Tony, with 2 last credits, installs a Parasite on the pub window, and then runs on HQ. He still thinks that this game can wrap up quickly. But we see a Biotic Labor, so this tells us already that Jake is really a fast advanced kind of person.
Yeah. Right now, Tony's wishing he had the money to install an imp.
Yeah, imp would have been great. But it's like, Tony is at 6 points, Jake is at 1 point. What's the worst that can happen, right?
Jake suddenly scores 6 points all at once.
Yeah, like Vanity Project. 4 points, boom.
I win.
Nah, well, the Vanity Project wouldn't help. He would have to do something like a what's the name of the thing again?
What thing?
Government takeover.
Oh, government takeover. But he's not
All right.
Wayland. Tense moments here
Yeah.
in Harrisburg. See, while this game was going on, I was sweeping the second place person in the previous tournament. I was really excited. Ooh, Quandary.
So there is a run on R&D, and that is not a Quandary, it's an Enigma.
Oh, Enigma. Oh, geez.
And then runs there, and that is, oh man, I think that's Franchise City.
Yeah, I think so too.
What was Franchise City again?
Man, yeah, all these new cards. Franchise. Franchise City, when the runner accesses an agenda, add Franchise City to your score area as an agenda worth 1 point. It's an interesting addition. Ooh, a breaking news. Bam!
Oh yeah, breaking news has been scored. That's really great. So now, again, the Steam sponsorship fires. So Jake gets back something. I think that was the Sansan, was it?
It looked like the Sansan, yeah.
That would be a really great choice for him. All right, Tony now. It's Tony's turn now.
Yes.
As Tony, what is your idea? How do you get that last agenda that you need?
Well, I'm kind of unclear as to what he's trying to do. Did he just grab 4 credits and call it a day?
I think he did. I mean, he drew a card because he had to discard 1 too as well. And he discarded a Clot of all things, interestingly.
Tony has stalled terribly.
Yeah, incredible stall here from Tony.
And this is sort of the consequence of being mega aggro at the beginning of the game, right?
And then we see another score. That is, I think, another breaking news.
He's not capitalizing at all on the tag, which, I mean, what can you do?
The amazing thing that he installed the breaking news from archives.
Yeah.
Now he's getting back the team sponsorship.
And he installed a card. Let's see if he draws one. Or he made a new server. Didn't draw a new card.
All right. Oh, that is the Faust. And now running on the R&Ds and discarding 2 cards to get through with the Faust. It could be agenda, it could be game. It's game!
It's game! Oh man, he got all 3 Astro scripts. My goodness.
Wow. That was an amazing explosive start for Tony. And he was stalled a lot, but he just needed one agenda to win this game, to wrap it up.
Well, I'm glad to see two flavors of the month combat each other in the very first round.
Well, it is not really. I don't know. Jake's NBN deck is fascinating. I hope we will see more of this deck because it seems like a very unusual NBN that follows a bit of different strategies. Caters more towards the NEH ability, which is installing a lot of assets.
Yeah.
And that's something I really like because those Butcher Shop decks seem to me like they were not really doing anything with the ability of NEH.
What ID is that even?
I think that's Kate.
Oh. I am not surprised.
But we're going to see this in our next video, from this series. I hope you'll join us next time. And Nick, what are we going to do now?
We're going to hack the American planet.
And hack the American planet!
Hack the planet!
Shut up and get in the car!
Shit on me.
What is the American? Is that Mars, the American planet?
Get your ass to Mars, sure.
Because so far, I mean, you Americans have all your trash on Mars, right? All those robots. This episode of Netrunner TeamworkCast was created with a generous support from our listeners. If you enjoy the show and you can't get enough Netrunner videos, please check out our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/hacktheplanet.